Alright, let's see how this works out. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I am Smart Pig. Welcome to Mournful Gaming. It is Tuesday night, solo night, as is customary on Tuesday, and I'm playing Stationeers. So Stationeers did a major update back in August, and I waited until I was sure that it was going to be fine. But when they did the update, they did something huge and made all other previous saves just, broken. So they overhauled the terrain, and now the terrain looks really, really awesome. But because the terrain in the system is completely different than what it was before, all the previous saves and everything just don't work no more. So, started a new save, and today we're going to start another save after I walk you through what I've currently got. So this is the ready room, or entry room way. Right now it's also acting as our battery bay. It's kind of nice because I can walk in, look to my right, and see that the batteries are still doing okay, and I know I haven't blown anything up yet. And here is my atmospherics, air quotes around that room. We've just got some basic filtration. There's the oxygen filtration, nitrogen, carbon dioxide for us to, store in tanks behind this wall, because pipes and wires are ugly. Though I'm probably going to be changing this wall somehow. I don't know. I want the space behind the wall to share the same atmosphere as, the room. It's kind of hard to do that, though. Anywho, that room's unfinished. That's that's coming soon, trademarked. And here's just my manufacturing room. It's nice and clean and pretty. It's also not complete. As you can see, only one stacker is actually built. And I don't have any automation in here, aside from the lights. Oh, by the way, all the lights are automated. Anywho, that's not what we're actually here for. This is just kind of a look to see what we're gonna kind of sort of do. And we're going to start a new save. Start a new game. Now, on this one, I'm just gonna go light. We're gonna new world. We're gonna do the moon. We're gonna go to Crater Vesper. Well, because yeah, we'll do Crater Vesper. Next, we're not gonna do a brutal start. We're gonna do on stationary difficulty, but we're gonna go with a standard start because brutal. There's not really much of a walk. You're not gonna. It's not really a standard start. So we're gonna do just a regular start on the moon, which is the easiest planet for you to really get started in, because you don't got to worry about storms. You don't have to worry about toxic atmospheres or super high pressure or anything. So yeah, there we go. It'd be easy to really explain the basics of stuff. We're going to start the game. Yay, Stationeers! Here we go. Here's the start. Water, food. Hit the ground. Wow. It's like it's really dead center of a crater. I have not started on this one before. Oops. Enter message. There we go. New lander, and look at the ground. It is very different from that pixelated mess that it was before. So here's our starting supplies. I am not building in the crater. That would be dumb. I'm not building in the crater. Where are hydroponics, survival, electrical, construction? So let's see here. We're going to open you. We're going to swap you for you. That is, we're going to grab you. We're going to grab you. We're going to put you you there. And then that should be all we need for now. We're going to grab some more frames just in case. And then you can go right there. Okay, we're going to go up to the lip of this crater, see what's on the other side. There's a cliff there. So we're in the middle of a very large crater, basically. All right. Yeah, we're in a big, really big crater. Okay, so let's find a flat. Let's build right here. Build right here. There's the entrance. Don't want that there. So objective 1, basically just get yourself started. Got a lot of people build the start completely out of frames, but they end up having a small base because of it. Which direction is the sun going? That's the question. I might have built this weird. Oh, there we go. It's going that way, so I built it right. And sheets 50 times 25. I've got more iron sheets still back in the lander. That's important right there, because if we end up having to eat and drink water, I want it to be in there. I hope this wasn't too, what's the word? There's a word for it. Overconfident? Ambitious. I hope this wasn't too ambitious of a starting base. Do a 5x5, because I don't... 3x3 is too small. It's just barely enough room. And I'm out of sheets. And handy dandy Lander Mark II's over there. We're gonna grab the rest of the sheets. Get the rest of everything put together. Iron sheets. We're gonna grab the door kits. Are they in there? Arc furnace, auto lathe. Airlock supplies. Here's the doors. This way. Sun is getting ready to go down. Probably should have grabbed that beacon. There you are. Okay. That's more or less the angle. Words and phrases. Where is my... There you are. You shouldn't be up there. Not gonna lie, this might be too ambitious of a base. Okay. Wrench. We're gonna keep the length, though, if we can. Don't like 3 wide bases, though. Alright. Just thought I'd try, because they did update the amount of supplies that you have. Alright. Walls. There we go. Shelter is built. Yeah, we did not have enough walls to build that. Just so that we have something to walk on, coming in and out of the base. Alright. The lander is that way. We're just going to grab our construction, all of our crates, so that we don't have to keep walking back to the lander. I've always wondered if I can grab 2 at a time. That way. Probably can if you can finagle it right. But today is not the day to try. Where'd it go? There's the crater. It's over there. There it is. There's you. This time, we're gonna drop a flare. Whoops. Why did I do that? That direction. Burning through our propellant a little bit too much. See if we can't get up the crater wall without the jetpack. We can if we're dragging the crate instead of pushing it in front of us. So on the moon, we don't have to worry too much about storms. So on Europa and Mars and Vulcan, I believe, I haven't done Vulcan yet, you have to worry about storms. But on Mimas and Luna, which is the moon, you don't have to worry about storms. So you can actually pull all your crates up to where your base is actually going to be. And then just leave them. You don't have to worry about getting all your supplies inside to start. You don't have to rush about that because you start getting storms about 6 days in. We're going to go ahead and just make sure that this... There's you. Is that all of my crates? It is all of my crates. And then my water, my oxygen, and my fuel. Not that I'm going to need the fuel. Though I might. Might have to use the emergency power to charge certain my batteries. There's all that. We're going to go grab our oxygen tank at the very least. See, the first road flare's burned out. Okay, let's see. Airlock supplies. there. Not that we're going to use it yet. There. There. Construction supplies. Survival supplies. Food. Beacon. That's important. Put you here. Now. We're going to go grab some ices shortly. Electrical supplies. Power controller. One there. This is going to be our source of power. 56%. Okay. We've got 2 large batteries to spare. Solid generator. Not worried about you. Portable generator package. I'm going to make use of that. Nothing in you for now.
Hydration critical.
Hydration already critical. Okay. Let's go get some disposable atmosphere really quick. You on. Because we need to drink and eat already. Looking for some oxygen ice. That is nitrice. That is not useful at the moment. Boy, I sure hope this crater has some oxygen ice in it. It should. Look, coal. Don't need it right now. There we go. This is water ice? It's water ice. That's okay. Silver in the landing crater. That is very odd. Coal. Never seen silver so close to a starting location before. Power is now at 50%. Whoa, what the heck? Boom, there's some. I don't understand what's going on with that. Oh. That's what was going on with that. Dork. It was on in my tool bag. Lander's over there. Which means the base is over there. Clips. More water ice. We'll make note of that for later. Here's our construction supplies. I need you. And I need you. Split one. You there. Need to get up a little bit higher. Right there. Unlock. Open. There we go. Turn that off. Okay, so power. Walls. There's a generator. Where's my wrench? There it is. And then a fuel tank. That goes there. All right, so we've got an emergency battery supply there. Didn't want to put that there. Like that, at least. Solar panel. Glass sheets. We're gonna put in. First, we're gonna turn that light off. This battery here. That battery goes there, and And there we go. Battery's charging. Just to get that out of the way for the time being. Set that there. Okay. Airlocks, hydroponics, airlock supplies. Oh, that's already built. I just need to wire it now. That's going into the room. There we go. You can actually stay out here. Grab you. Bring our stuff inside. Grab you. Inside. Grab you. Inside. And this is just to make it easier for us to rifle through it. Turn that on. We're going to go get the other tanks. Because I'm not going mining at night. As you might have noticed last night, it is kind of a nightmare trying to find anything at night. I'm using too much fuel today. First of all, and this should be everything from the lander, or the supply lander, and then we've got some food and water in the drop pod, in the landing capsule over there. And then that should be it. That should be everything that we need from the lander and the supplies lander and all that jazz. How much fuel did I use? Not a lot. Grab our food and water. Sorry. Alright, welcome back from the ad break. You didn't miss much. I brought my food and water up, and I got started doing stuff. I put my arc furnace there. Your winch furnace is outside. I'm getting ready to do my auto lathe. Now, I want to do all this in here. I want to get as much of this done in here as I can before sealing up the base in the atmosphere, including a tool manufacturer, because once the base is sealed, I don't want to be running this welder, this arc welder, this torch welder inside, because it produces poisons, and I'm not about that. They can be a pain in the butt to get rid of. Better to just avoid using them. Okay. Electrical. Okay. And then cable. There we go. That's made. Sun is not coming up soon. What else can we do for now while we wait? We can have this guy stationed at least. Battery can hang out there. Iron walls. Sheets. Solid generator will bring outside to there. We might make use of that later. So the reason I'm using the portable generator over the solid generator is because this solid generator produces more... Hello. Air supply. Gimme. So I might have to bite the bullet and deal. Because I forgot I run through air and battery much faster on this difficulty than regular difficulty. Let's see now. Let's consolidate a little bit. And then we can get rid of you. We can place you. You. Later. You can go in my pocket. You'll go there. You'll go there. And then finish that ensemble. Might as well. You can go there. So I don't have to worry about you. And then you're empty. Come on. All right. Sun will be up soon. So, you're powered. That should give us some atmosphere. Get to 25. That's built, that's built, that's built. All right, 40 kPa. That is enough to breathe. Cool. All right. That's at 90%. We've got the solar panel up. We need... Okay. Hey, Hale. How are ya? You missed some good stuff. Oh, long day, but enjoying myself. Sun should be up soon, so we're gonna find ourselves iron and copper and gold. Hey, iron, look at that. I don't know why they chose yellow for iron ore, but at least when it's still in the dirt, it's yellow. First goal is to get an electrical printer built. What's that? Ha! Lucky. Had to finish up some lights. Hanging some new fixtures there, bud. Some lumineers. Don't want to abandon this vein because I might not find it again. Let's see. What do we not need? We don't need you. This is a rich copper vein. Outlets for fine, but needed new boxes to be flush in the wall, but the switches are all messed up. I bet. I bet. Right next to the dang base. That was lucky. Alright, we're gonna get... on. Coming out. That's the wrong side. Dang it. Get you going. You go there. Come down, we need a stack of gold. 14-3 running from one switch to the other side of the room, which is not a big deal, but there's then 3 runs of 14-2 in the same box. I'm pretty sure that's too many wires in a... Is it a single gang or a double gang box? Because if it's a single gang, that's too many 14 gauge wires in one box. Double gang boxes. Okay. If it's a double gang box, then that's plenty of space, but still.
Hydration critical.
Hydration critical. All right. Power low. Hydration critical, power low. Yeah, I mean, it gets ugly, yeah. Those. So that 14.3 doesn't go to another Switch box? Porch lights, because whoever had this house before just, I don't know, had a bunch of three-way switches with open neutrals to make it work. That's funny. There. I don't need you. That's a full stack. We'll put you there. You can go there. Where are you? Network analyzer. I'm going there for now. Copper takes so long. Gold too. All right. Well, You can go. 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 Why are you even in my inventory still? Because I forgot. You can go. You can go in here. You can go in there. Let's find ourselves some oxygen ice. More oxygen ice at least before the sun goes down. That's nitrice. There's some oxygen ice. Oh, hello. And bye. Well, at least you got some work done. I didn't really get any work done. I didn't get home till like close to 6 today. Is that it for that? That's disconcerting. There's some over there. There's the base. I did not see any volatiles ice at all. Not really a rough job, just the first job of the day went really long. We had to replace a return trunk because one of the technicians came and did maintenance and crushed the box because they cut open the... They did it dumb and crushed it and then didn't say anything about it. And then we find out 4 months later. So it was a whole big thing. It was a big thing. Not really happy about it. So instead of me getting them done between 3 and 4 with my other 3 jobs that I had to do, I got done around 5. And then it was a half hour to bring my apprentice back to the shop so that he can get back to his vehicle and go home. And another half hour home. So, yeah, I got home close to 6. All right. So let's see. You're gonna go in there. You're gonna go in there. We're gonna need a little bit of gold. So, electronics printer. I mean, it wasn't that bad. It was just 2 gas furnace maintenances and a heat pump maintenance. The first gas furnace took a little while because I was teaching him a bunch of stuff. And also, conversation with the homeowner because it was a 19-year-old furnace. That's enough gold for now. Yeah, we're going to just let that run. And open sesame. Where did... There it is. Print you. Yeah. The second one was a non-condensing furnace. That only took about an hour to do. And then the last one was a heat pump, and that only took an hour to do. The first one took a little while simply because I was teaching him how to do some of the things on a 90% furnace, on a condensing furnace that you don't do on an 80% furnace. So it went just going through it, I had to explain stuff. That's still going.
Low pressure. Pressure critical. Oxygen critical. Temperature critical.
And we'll get you running again. Actually, we'll take the gold out. We'll get another brick of iron going. You're at 77%. We can turn that off for now. And then once we've got the printers built, I need a solar panel and a solar panel here. And that ought to keep our power good for a little while. And we can swap the arc furnace for a non-arc furnace. So we can make alloys. And then it's a hunt for alloys. So we can make steel. So that we can make a station battery and solar panels. Big solar panels. And tracking. That iron's done. Stop what you're doing. Hydraulic pipe bender. Get you going. You. Already down to 63%. Iron. I do want another brick of copper. There's Venus. Where's Mars? There's Mars. Battery's at 78%. Okay. This is a lot of waiting around right at the start. Just gonna walk away from that. Come on, nil me. Thank you. I don't bring that toxic stuff in here. How are you? 70%. We're just going to start preparing, so I should have put that dead center. 1, 2, 3. Tool manufactory does not need the copper, but I want all of them built. Alright, I'll go check on the copper. Five left. And then we'll get the gold going again. We can turn you off. Push that button so it doesn't try to make another one. You go in there. You go in there. Oh, while we're waiting, might as well. Where are my iron sheets? There they are. There you are. Words and phrases. Sheets, plastic sheets. There they are. I'm not worried about doing the tool manufactory all the way just yet. Kind of need certain supplies to do that. I don't want you in there. Okay. Furnace. I need a valve and then a cowl, because we got plenty of pipes to do this with. Gimme. Oh, you're gonna take a while. Sun's coming up anyways. How are you? You're fine. Okay, let's go find ourselves some fuel ice, some volatiles ice. It's pink, so it's hard to miss. That's nickel over there. That's gonna be useful later. What the heck? I'm gonna be annoyed if there's not a whole lot of volatiles down in this crater. It's kind of a crucial ingredient. There's some. I think. Yes. Cobalt. We're not gonna need that until much later. Really?
Hunger caution.
That should be enough for now. I don't want to mine that whole thing and end up with too much volatiles and not enough room for other stuff. Let's hold out you. I am going in the correct direction. Yes. There's the base. Alright, let's go in and check to see if the furnace is close to being done. I think I forgot to hit the button to make it so it doesn't try to print a second one. The last thing I need is wasting resources on a second furnace. Gold is done. Turn you on. Trying to print a second furnace. Gold can go in there. All the gold together, thank you. Turn you off. Basic solar panels. Get 2 of those. Wire them up, and that should be good for our power needs for now. That ought to tide us over until we've got solar panels and solar tracking. There's one. And I think our food. is lacking. Onyx supplies. There. There's 2. You are. Alright. And we've got our wires there. Okay. So we're gonna put a solar panel angled here. Angled there. That out because that's redundant. Yep. I left the glass inside, that's okay. Don't need my light on right now.
Power low.
There we go. Find our glass sheets. There they are. Turn you off for now. This guy is working together. This guy is producing a lot of watts. This guy is reducing. And there we go. We are going to go ahead and just close that for now. No, we're not. Might as well charge it while we can. Okay. Just to remind myself what I need for the furnace. Two 4-iron sheets. And then we also need to grab a valve and a cowl. This is on a valve. Cowl. And then pipes. You come out. Power you off. Power you off. Perfect. Okay. Arrows pointing in that direction. There. That'll do. Welder. Iron plate. Oh, wrench first. Then the welder. There's you done. We want you. Doesn't need to go straight up. It can go straight out and away. And I want it far enough away that it's not going to cause problems for me. Did I not grab the cowl? I did not grab the cowl. There we go. Furnace is done. That can just stay off permanently for right now. 3 megapascals. 69%. Okay. Okay, so we've got iron, we've got volatiles, oxygen ice, regular water ice. That'll be used later. Ore. Okay. We want steel first. And then we want electrum, solder, constantan, and invar. First, I want a better tool belt. I can't make it without invar. Okay. What do we not need in our pockets? We don't need you in our pockets, or you, or you, or you. We'll leave the tool belt just so that we don't lose it. What's in this pocket? Nothing. Perfect. Okay. We're gonna go find stuff. Don't need you. Here's where that vein was. That lucky vein at the start. We don't need silicon right now, so we're not wasting our time and room on that. Did I turn on my beacon? I didn't, but I can still track the lander. Coal is one of the things we need. We only need 50 pieces. So a single stack, because it's coal plus iron makes steel. Trying not to use my jetpack right now because I've got no way to fill it at the moment. Okay. Let's lift the crater. Don't want to fall back down in there because you never know. You could take damage. I didn't bring duct tape. I should have duct tape on me. Don't want to waste room on that at the moment. More coal. There's some iron. We need 3 stacks of the iron to go with the 1 stack of the coal. There we go. There's 3 stacks of iron. We need 2 stacks of the nickel, and a stack of silver, and a stack of gold, and a stack of copper. And if we can find lead, that'd be great too. But if we have to, we'll go on a second run. Lead is historically not easy to find. Just wandering back and forth in a zigzag pattern. There's some gold. I know where there's some silver. Silver over by the lander. So I'm not going to worry too much about finding that. If I can find some on my travels, I find some on my travels. If not, I can go to that spot by the lander. Okay. It's about to be upset. There we go. Not gonna waste any more of our precious space getting that gold. I know it's useful, but when needs must. There's water ice. That'll be... That's not needed at the moment. More gold. So, I keep telling myself, mine during the day, build at night. But I can't help but continue working on a project well into the day and into the night, and then find myself needing to mine at night. It's a vicious cycle, and it is entirely my own dang fault. Copper. That's iron. Copper's this direction. Need a stack of the copper. Big thing is we need nickel and lead and silver. They're uncommon. Whereas copper and gold and iron are fairly common. There we go. That can hide in there for now. Silver and then lead. Walk away from that for now. See if we can't find some lead. Been up since 3:30 because of a call. Decided to start building Terminators at 6:30, even though I have to start my truck cleanup at 7 a.m. Didn't make it out there until 7:15. I mean, I could think of worse things to happen, but not many. Like, I would already be in bed if I were you. We're right up against the cliff wall from the crater, the big crater. Some more silicon. That is copper. More silicon. The sun will be up relatively soon. Power's at 67%, food's at 59, water's at 28. That gets to 20, we go back to base. And try our search during the day. I bet you as soon as okay. They were being a pain in the ass? Gold and coal. Uranium, which is not used at the moment. Hello, sun. Is that nickel? That looks like nickel. No, that looks like iron. That's iron. Okay. Iron. Seething from 4 to 6. I mean, I was seething from 6:30 to 9 because I woke up super early and didn't eat after dinner last night to make sure I could do a lipids test this morning, and come to find out there's lead and there's silver. Okay, let's go. Come to find out, the place that draws blood wasn't even open till 8. Is that nickel? No, that's iron. All right, let's grab the lead. And sun eclipse. I swear, I was gonna be mad if that was all the lead. Need a stack of the lead for the. Here we go. I can't afford to do it. And you go there. There's the silver, okay. Should be one more piece. There we go. Okay. So there's the silver. Drop you. Drop you. We need 2 stacks of nickel and a stack of iron for the solder. Did my hydration go critical? It did. Okay, we're just gonna have to. Lander's right over there. I went in a big circle. We'll get started. We need the the 4th stack of iron for the solder. Waste tank caution. There's the lanyard. There's the silver I was talking about earlier. We're gonna get food and water. Empty our waste tank, fill our oxygen tank, drop off all these ores, and then we're gonna go hunt for nickel. And we're gonna turn the beacon on too. Close you. Open you. Fill you.
Tank critical.
Dump you precious carbon dioxide. You go there. There. Okay. Drop you. Light off, turn you on, and now we go in that direction to hunt for nickel. We need 2 stacks of nickel. Person called for arm pain, no other symptom, no chest pain, back pain. Bedbound tried to force me to take their single-toothed chihuahua, not exaggerating, with us. Tried telling me some story about a friend having pain in their dominant arm and dying from a heart attack. Had all the story I was told. Tried to tell me how to do my job. But wait, it gets worse. Hospital calls, and they also have bed bugs. Great! That's awesome. I suppose one of the benefits of my job is that if I have a truly pain in the butt customer, I can look at him and tell him to stick it where the sun don't shine and leave. Iron. Looked like nickel from a distance. I think we had that conversation before. It's like, hey, if I've got a pain in the ass customer, I can just fucking leave. That's more iron. Is that lead? It's lead. Okay. There we go. There's some nickel. Let's see how much we got. I swear if it's just a speckle on the surface, I'm gonna be really annoyed. There's 1 stack. I'm gonna need another stack of copper too. I just realized that. I've got enough. No, wait, no, I don't. It's gold and silver makes electrum. For some reason, I keep thinking it's gold and copper for electrum. And it's silver and lead for solder. Come on, I only need a couple more pieces. No. No. I feel gypped. I only needed like one, maybe two more pieces. Back on the hunt. We have for sure. There's also a fine line between being professional and being an ass, and not tread that line frequently when needed. You know? Yeah. Please. Yes. Okay. Perfect. There's some more nickel. I shouldn't need nickel for quite a while. And honestly, with the sun going down, I would prefer to just make the crap I need to make. And while that's true, you never have enough copper because you use it in so much stuff. At the same time, I have to prioritize the space that I have, the things that I need. I can see the base from here. That's cool. Is that silver? That looks like silver. Funny how that works. Probably walked right by it. Yep, there's the base. Oof. Walking back in the sun. The sun in your face is never fun. Okay. So, we're going to start with the steel. Alright, so the way the volatiles work. You're going to call it here? Oh. Alright, man. Sleep well when you do. Alright, so, as I was saying, with this furnace, it runs off of fuel rather than electricity. The oxygen ice and the volatiles are your starter fuel, and you'll use that for the most part. You might use oxide, or not oxide, nitrice instead of oxide, but it's explosive. It has a lot more BTUs in it. So, start 2 of those, and we're going to use that spark to melt the, and we need 4 of these because it's basically hydrogen. And look at that, temperature spikes way the heck up, and that is exactly what we need it to do. While that is hot, I forgot I need to go grab all of my ores. So we're going to start with steel. And Constantan. And Electrum. Where did that stack of gold? There you are, you sneaky bastard. And where did the stack of copper that I had go? There you are. There's that lead. Can go there. Okay. Okay, so first we're going to throw in the coal. And you see the temperature going down fast. So we need to do this fast. Because it falls below 900 Kelvin, it can't make steel. Oh, am I going to have enough time? Damn it. Split 1. Temperature spikes back up. Perfect. There's the steel. Now we do the next difficult one. That's electrum. We have just a bit too much pressure in there. And I'll show you here. Pause that. Home. Ingots. Electrum. Gold and silver. It needs between 802 kilopascals and 2.4 megapascals, so we've got too much pressure in there. So we're going to let that pressure off. That's in megapascals, by the way. So we needed 2.4 megapascals. So again, letting pressure off. Then we'll do Constantan and Invar, which are easy. Karen, get the hell away from me. Temperature is still fine. Boom. Close. Out. There's electrum and steel. Now we want which one is 1.5 on the temperature. 18 to 20. That's Invar. And Constantan is 1 to 100, 20 to 100. So we're going to do, we can get more iron later for the, we need to let the furnace cool down a lot for the solder anyways. Iron. Close you. And the nickel. And then split 1 and 2. Because that temperature is kind of critical. Pressure's still going up. Temperature is slowed down. Now the temperature's fallen again, so we're gonna split 1, split 2. And we need between 18 and 20 megapascals. Pressure stopped going up. Split 1. Split 2. Pressure will fall. Just add these in until we get to the pressure that we want. 16, 17, and then we're at 1.38. I don't know why the pressure's not going up as we add oxide. That's closed. There we go. There's the invar. And for Constantine, go back and look at that. Temperature doesn't matter. It's only the pressure. There we go on that. All right. Whoops. The only thing we don't have now is... Where are you going? Solder. So we're going to go... We're going to let a lot of this pressure off. Because we want it to cool down. We're going to go find a little bit more iron. That's on, okay. Well, would you look at that? We only need one stack. There we go. Temperature is going to start falling. So we're going to let the pressure come down to around a megapascal. Because the more material that's in there, the more heat's actually in there. So the longer it takes to cool off. So if we do it right, we'll actually put the materials in, and the materials themselves will off-gas and drop the temperature down to around where we want it to be. There we go. Still a little high. Perfect. There we go. It's like I've done this before. All right. So, We need our steel. Now we need copper. We need a lot of copper, actually. Solar panels. Take 20 copper per. So the sun just came up. We need gold and copper because we need heavy cable. We need a lot of copper for all the solar panels. But we're also going to need a lot of copper for the wiring. Is that iron? That's iron. Don't need a whole lot of iron right now. That looks like gold. But from this distance, I could be wrong. That's silver. That's gold. Alright, let's see if we can get at least a couple stacks. Yeah, I want 2 stacks of gold. And a bunch of stacks of copper. Is that it? That's gonna be coal. That's more gold over here. One stack is gonna go just to the heavy cable. Because we're gonna need probably about a full stack of heavy cable. Alright, almost 2 full stacks of gold. That's silver. Oh, there's a visual glitch. There's more silver. There's Mars there. There's nickel over there, but we don't need nickel. We're not going to need nickel for a while. Constantan and Invar actually last a long time. I think that's gold right there.
Power critical.
Uh-oh. plug that in for a minute. I don't want to lose this gold. Just one more piece, please. Boom, there we go. Come on, thank you. We're gonna run back to base really quick. Get our battery changed. Hydrate. Food. And then head back out for the copper that we need. There's the base there. Okay, light on. We're going to swap you really quick. Pull you. Put you in. Turn you on. Put you where you're supposed to go. Open you up so we can vent all that pressure that's useless at this point. Why did I turn you off? I need you to be on. Please let me find all the copper I need before the sun crests. Sets. Not crests, sets. Is that gold or copper? That looks like gold. Yeah, that's gold. No! Finding copper just got harder. It's a really cool effect, though, watching the shadow cross there. I want me some copper. Oh, hey. Here's some. I need like 4 or 5 stacks of copper for 5 solar panels. I want 5 solar panels. 4 just isn't quite enough. So you need 100 copper for 5. Oh, I forgot to get water. Dang it.
Hunger caution.
That was dumb. Watch, I'm gonna walk right by a big chunk of a big vein of copper on my way back to not die and not be able to find it. That way. Turn you off. All right. Okay. I'm gonna go in this direction, because why the heck not? So, I believe it's 20 copper. Hang on. Solar panel kit. 20 copper per words solar panel. So I need at least 100 just for the solar panels. And then I need copper for the battery as well as the wire and the other components that I'm going to need. There's a number of them. There's iron. 6 days without dying, but not without trying to die. That's what it feels like, at least. Feels like I'm trying to die. My character's really unhappy because he's all sweaty and gross. He's been in this suit for a while. We're not going to be really able to take the suit off until we've got solar power up and I can afford to put in a light in there. That's a big crater. There's gold. Not looking for gold right now. And you'd think that... And this is the edge of the giant crater that we're in. That's lead. All things that I was looking for earlier. Gold. Oxide. But the thing that I need is the thing you can't find, because that's how life works. Takes forever to find the thing that you're looking for. Of course, if the sun were up, I probably would have found some by now. I wouldn't be surprised if I walked past a couple of veins. But no, gotta look for ore when it's nighttime, because Not like there's 15 minutes of day. Well, no, it's only 10 minutes a day and 10 minutes a night. Something like that, at least. Looks like there's a bunch of stuff on fire on the Earth. The heck, man? Copper is not supposed to be this hard to find. Here's a crater. Just wandering in circles. The hell? There's the other crater wall. Volatiles. More oxide. Iron. Coal. Finally. Okay. I am not walking away from this vein until I have it mined out. Because that was a really long walk. Sun will be back up soon. And then we'll probably find more copper. So let's see, I've got 3, almost 4 stacks. I want 5. I want 5 stacks, personally. But beggars can't be choosers. We're going to start walking back to base. Or at least moseying in that direction. And if we see another vein of copper on the way, sun's coming up in any minute now. If I were to cut this down, I would just cut that entire section of me looking for copper out, because that's boring as hell. Ain't nobody want to watch that. That's lead. Oh. Come on. Let's just see how close I was to finding copper. Well, it's not that I walked by a whole bunch. It's that there's literally not a lot of copper to find. Is that copper there? That's copper there. I could be wrong. It's far enough away I can't see. That's copper there. Okay. We're going to mine that vein out too. Is that it? Oh, no, you don't. There's some. All right. Note to self, only look for copper in the daytime, because otherwise, it's a pain in the ass. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 stacks and a partial. If I see more copper on the way, I'm getting it. Good lord, was that a trek. Yeah, this crater looks bigger than it actually is. Well, I suspect we're going to be venturing outside of the main crater eventually. Okay, so we don't accidentally throw that in there. We're going to close this. Oops. That was supposed to be closed. And then one of you. Harsh shadows, man. There we go. Open you. Just start feeding. doing? Come here. All right. Okay, so steel's in there. 100, and then solar panel kit. 5 of those going. Station battery. Then I want a sensor kit. A laptop. An IC motherboard. An IC10 chip. An IC housing. Because I don't like using chips to track solar. It's just how I am. It's a lot more material than I think it's worth doing. Now, if they had the research stuff up to snuff, I would be interested in doing a run where you've got to research to upgrade your tech tree. That would be an interesting event. You. One. And then we're going to print out a stack of heavy cable. And we're going to print a stack of regular cable. And then the battery. Hunger, caution. I'm hungry. While that's printing, let's do quick inventory. We've got another box of cereal bars, another box of cereal bars, and then 4 water bottles. 2. As soon as solar is up, we'll get water going. So we're gonna run 5 solar panels, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 right above there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I got 6 actually. 6 up there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Run the cable on that side, the heavy cable on that side, and bring it down. Probably over here. And then that wall will eventually be the batteries. Then we'll get a simple water setup. Because we've got this big thing of water there. Might as well get that charging while the sun's up. There's 3. And then I do believe I need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22, 24, 26, 28. 28 sheets. Iron. go. Gold, okay. Gold. While we're doing that, stick that there. Power you off. Did I just do that?
Oxygen critical.
I did just do that. Alright, whatever. There's that. I don't know why I did this. I can just do that. Come on, thank you. All right. How much? I've got 48 gold, 18 copper. Search heavy cable. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Hydration critical. Last water bottle in that pack. It's 2. Got plenty of iron walls. We don't got to print any more. Got 21 sheets. So count that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Roughly 29 iron walls. And then we'll get a bunch back.
Filter low.
Congratulations, filter low. Now, I need to fill my air tank. That's getting low.
Air tank critical.
Oof. So, one, two, 5, 4, 8, 12, 16. Okay. I don't want to walk away from this and then print a bunch of heavy cables that I don't need, so. Because heavy cables, you use a lot of them when you're setting up your infrastructure, but you don't use a lot of them when you're setting up your rooms. It's 34, 16 more. So we want you. We need iron. Sheets. I have a feeling that one out there turned off. Oof. More of those. Should be enough for now. All right, there's our heavy cable. That, hang on. Yep. Oh, I've already got some walls up. Must not have taken them down when I realized that I was being over ambitious. Okay, so we're going to rip that one back out. Again, I want to avoid using my jetpack as much as I can. Right? Okay. You off. Sun's coming up. Oh, you're stuck. Are you out of copper? No, you are out of copper. Just one shy of having 2 stacks of cable. Okay. Sensor kit needs iron. Fudge. Don't want to print that. Printer mod, electrum, concentrate, steel, and solder. It's okay. Doesn't take any of the gold or anything, so we're gonna get electrum, concentan, and solder. Print. All right. Make sure you don't try to print another one. Okay. All right. How are you doing? 47%. Okay. Solar panels. Where's my battery? Where's the battery? There's the solar panels. It's not in any of my pockets. Solar panels there. Sensor kit. Where did my freaking battery go? Well, what the hell? I know I printed it. That was the second thing I printed. Did it glitch outside or something? Sensors, panels. It's not in any of my pockets. Pig getting mad. Alright, let's look outside. For the grins of it, I guess. Where the heck did my battery kit go? I could have swore I printed it. That's really okay. All right. I mean, if it pops back up later, whatever. I wanted to begin with in the first place. That's just really freaking annoying. I swear I printed it earlier. Alright. No use belly aching about it now. Put you over here. First battery's gonna go there. I swear I built the battery. And then sheets. I need 2 steel sheets. So I want to get solar up and running today. There's the station battery. I see 10. I'm sorry. There it is. I see editor. Needs gold and copper. Print. Laptop. Electrum. Solder. Steel. Integrated circuit chip. No, that's not where I want you to be. I'm just putting you guys there as placeholders. Oh, crap. Swap you for... See, I want power to run down the spine along the central. No, just one.
Hunger caution.
Split half. See if I can't get the pressure up over 25. There's the housing. Okay. So here's what we'll do. We're going to redo this. That up there. Rip this out because it's in the way. That's fine for now. Down. One there. Why did I do that? There you are. That's going to get relocated. There's the start of the power spine. Okay. Now I need solar panels. We're going to leave the copper in here. You. You. And a large battery for the power controller. And glass. Glass. It's going to be dark. Yes, it is. Okay. You. Turn you. 270.
Critical.
Really? 270. Now I'm turning it this way so that all I'm going to have to do is worry about the vertical, because the inclination never changes on the moon. Other planets, you're going to have to worry about the horizontal as well. But on the moon, you don't. I did. Okay. Okay. So, daylight sensor pointed that way because it doesn't matter. If it did matter, we'd be pointing it that way. Area power controller. There. Wait. Why am I putting them all the way over here? That's just going to be more heavy cable. We're going to put you here. Power in, power out. I didn't grab my freaking cables. We're going to put the IC10 downstairs. I don't know why I brought it with me. And you know what? Hello? Turn you off and turn you
Hunger caution.
and 27 kilopascals. Drink the rest of you. Drink the rest of you. Last bit of you. There. Heavy cables. Okay. And then... Yes. Yes. What else do I need? Do I need anything else out there? I do not. I'm going to drop you. Wait, no, I need you. Area power controller. I'm good to go now. You go in there. You go in there. you. Doing okay. Alright, area power controller. We're going to stub the heavy cables down. That's going to come directly off the power spine. There's where our AC10 is going to go, so we can mess with it. Alright. We're going to need more heavy cable. Alright, heavy cable. Okay. Turn that off. It's almost out of fuel. We're going to go ahead and grab that jar. Chunk you in there. Power you on. Heavy cable. 1, 2. Need like another 15 or so. Hopefully I don't need more than this, because I'd like to get onto the program inside of this so we can get power flowing properly. We can get some lights in here. See, that's already charging because I got that one solar panel hooked up. And then you can go in there in case I need you. You, 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 you. All right, everything's wired together. We'll get the basic solar panels added in just for the grins of it.
Power low.
You go there. And we want you looking at the daylight sensor. Okay. Ah, hell. Forgot the battery. We'll get a ladder put there eventually. Alright. So. Battery on. Close. Never open that again. Okay, you. There, you. Go here. And then I'm going to steal you. Why is there? Okay. All right, edit. Pause. Here's the fun bit. So we only need to sensor D0. We only need one on there. Start the program. We're going to yield because it just makes sense to do that. It gives it a pause every tick. It's not constantly running. That eats up computation power in your computer. So you don't you want to put a yield in there just to save on your computer resources. So we want to pull from the sensor. Load into register 0 from the sensor the vertical. And then because we have the sensor oriented the way we want it to be, we can set batch device hash. Look at the solar panels, dual solar panels. We're going to copy that button right there. And when you write in a device hash, because this is a batch, we'll go over programming later. I'm just trying to get this going for now. You write in hash all caps parentheses quotation mark close parentheses. Logic type vertical R0, and then you're going to jump back to start so it just continuously loops. We're going to hit confirm. We're going to export. We're going to plug it in. We're going to hit power. And then we're going to look outside to see if it's broken or not. It's not, and it's charging. Now, the solar panels are going to track where the sun is, and it's not going to be perfect because we've got that yield in there. As you can see, that slow tick, that's the yield. But it's got 99% efficiency as long as it's directly overhead. These guys have a minimum of 15 degrees from the horizontal 0. Okay? So there's that. Now, the maximum they can produce is 500 watts. Luna is the only place you're going to see that. Because on Mars and Venus and everywhere else, you've got atmosphere or you've got distance between you and the sun. So solar panels are good on Luna. In fact, you don't need anything else on Luna except solar panels because you don't have to worry about storms, and you've got the perfect solar radiance. You can almost 100% get full efficiency out of these things. But if you go to Mars or if you go to Venus, you've got to worry about storms. As these guys do not like storms. They will be destroyed. If you're using regular solar panels, you better want to have some kind of warning system up so that when a storm comes through, you can go through and disassemble your solar panels, at least partially, so they aren't damaged by the storm, and then when the storm is over, you can put the solar panels back in. There you go. That's solar panels in a nutshell. You got a daylight sensor, you've got some kind of logic control. Now, you don't need to use the IC10 in order to control these things. You can put a bunch of chips here, and it's complicated and a mess. And if you have the option to, don't do it, because it's a lot of resources that it's really hard to get early on. Especially with you. I mean, you saw, or if you were watching earlier, you saw how long it took me to find enough copper to do this. Now, what am I doing? Now, we have a station battery filling up. We don't have to keep worrying about too much about, running down the power out there. We have 5 solar panels, 5 times 5 is 2,500 watts coming in whenever the sun is up, and it's charging this guy just fine. The big thing to keep in mind, though, is you want to make sure that you're using this heavy cable coming off of those solar panels, because the light cable, the regular cable, has a wattage limit. I believe it's 1,500 watts. I'm sorry, 5 kilowatts. Either way, you want to go ahead and use the heavy cable, because once you've got the heavy cable in place, you can just keep adding on to it, because the heavy cable goes up to 100 kilowatts. Now, if you make a big enough base, you're gonna produce more power than the heavy cable's capable of, but I've yet to see someone do that or do it myself. So, heavy cable for your power spine, and then you can branch off from there. Heck, if you wanted to, you can put a station battery in several different sections of your base and step it down that way. They've also got transformers and whatnot, and that'll come into play later. But for right now, we have power online. Next week, I'm gonna focus on getting my water sorted. Well, getting more atmosphere in here, but mostly I'm getting my water sorted because... Is it in there? No, different one. That's hydroponics. I've only got 4 more water bottles already filled, but we have all the kit we need to get... Where is he? This guy set up, and we can start drawing from him. He's got like 90 liters in him. That is for next time. Glad y'all came and made it out. We've been running for 3 hours now. It is late. It's time for me to go to bed. Hello. Turn you off. So, tomorrow night, we will all be back as a group. We'll be playing Jump Space. We're going to be 3 tomorrow night. Our normal guest, while Llama is on hiatus, is not going to be able to make it tomorrow night because he's got other issues he's got to handle. You know, he's got a life outside of being a guest on our stream. So, hope to see you all there, and we'll be back with Stationeers again next week. to get the water sorted and a preview, another look at my offline base to see how that's progressed. Thank you all and have a wonderful evening.